Can you tell me the reason? Why do our mothers take care of us so well? This is a kind of bonding. Can you observe, can you realize, can you feel mother's love for her child? It is the strongest kind of affection of a mother towards her child. We can call it a type of bonding. We can compare this bonding to a chemical bond. If we are talking in terms of chemistry, we can call it a strong bond. Now, consider these two balls with opposite charges. You know, opposite charges attract each other, thus creating a bond. If we have to separate these two balls, we have to apply energy, right? So, this is another bonding. Now, mother's love towards her child is selfless. So, the bond is strong. The second form of bonding is somewhat weaker than the first one. We can call this bond a hydrogen bond if hydrogen is present in this bonding. In this video, we will talk about hydrogen bonding. So let's start. In some molecules containing hydrogen, the electronegativity between the two atoms of the element is sufficient to create dipoles. We can consider water or hydrogen fluoride. In water, hydrogen is bonded to oxygen. Two hydrogen atoms are bonded to one oxygen atom. Oxygen is much more electronegative than hydrogen. When hydrogen and oxygen share the electron bond, due to more electronegativity of oxygen, this pair gets shifted towards this atom of oxygen, thus creating a negative dipole on oxygen and a positive dipole on hydrogen. Now, as I have already explained that opposite charges attract towards each other, we can consider hydrogen and oxygen as two balls. Now consider two molecules of H2O. One dipole is created on oxygen, that is negative. Another dipole on hydrogen, that is positive. This is one molecule of water. This is another molecule of water. One dipole is negative, one is positive. They get attracted towards each other, thus forming a bond known as hydrogen bond. Now, you can ask a question: do all hydrogen containing molecules have hydrogen bonding between them? The answer is no. There must be a sufficient electronegativity difference between the two atoms of a molecule to form intermolecular bonding, that is called hydrogen bonding. So, if we discuss the conditions to form hydrogen bond, the first condition is the presence of hydrogen. The second condition is the polarity. That means dipoles must be created on the two atoms of a molecule to form hydrogen bonds. Now, let us discuss the electronegativity of different atoms and compare this electronegativity with that of hydrogen. The electronegativity of hydrogen is 2.1. 2.1. The electronegativity of the fluorine atom is 4. So, if we subtract 2.1 from 4, the difference is 1.9. Now, let us consider the electronegativity of carbon. The electronegativity of carbon is 2.5. If we subtract the electronegativity of hydrogen from that of carbon, 2.5 minus 2.1 is equal to 0.4, much less. Now, consider the electronegativity difference of oxygen and hydrogen. As I already told you, the electronegativity of hydrogen is 2.1. The electronegativity of oxygen is 3.5. If we subtract 2.1 from 3.5, we will get, yes, 1.4. So the electronegativity difference between hydrogen and oxygen and hydrogen and fluorine is sufficient enough to create dipoles. That means the shared electron pair gets shifted towards the more electronegative atom, that are oxygen in water and fluorine in hydrogen fluoride, HF. So dipoles are created, the positive dipole on hydrogen, the negative dipole on oxygen in H2O and on fluorine in HF, that means hydrogen fluoride. Now I will explain how these hydrogen bonds are formed. First, in water, this is one molecule of water, this is second molecule, this is third molecule. Positive dipole gets attracted towards negative dipole. This negative dipole is attracted towards this positive dipole. Hydrogen bonding is created. Molecules come closer to each other. And if you want to separate these molecules, you have to spend a lot of energy. This explains the high boiling point of water, hydrogen fluoride, ammonia. The electronegativity difference between hydrogen and oxygen, hydrogen and nitrogen, hydrogen and fluorine is sufficient enough to create hydrogen bonds or intermolecular bonds, not intramolecular. Inter means between molecules, intra means in the molecules. Hydrogen bonds are much weaker than chemical bonds like ionic and covalent bond, because hydrogen bonding is a type of attraction. But this hydrogen bonding, a strong bonding, that is 20 times weaker than covalent and ionic bond, but stronger than dipole-dipole forces. Now the electronegativity difference between carbon and hydrogen is not enough to form hydrogen bonding. So hydrogen bonding does not exist in methane, in butane, but it do exist in ethanol, in water, in ammonia. That means you can remember NOF, nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine. Hydrogen forms bond with nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine. Then hydrogen bonding exists between molecules, that is a type of intermolecular bonding. This explains the reason why one butanol have much higher boiling point than pentane. Pentane has a boiling point of 36.1, while one butanol has a boiling point of 117.7, 117.7. See the big difference. This difference is due to the formation of hydrogen bonding between the molecules of one butanol. This is due to the presence of OH group, oxygen, hydrogen. Now explaining the hydrogen bonding between the molecules of hydrogen fluoride. This is first molecule, this is second, this is third. Delta positive and delta negative charge, partial positive and partial negative charge. Now this partial negative charge gets attracted towards partial positive charge on hydrogen and a bonding is created, intermolecular bonding. That means a bonding between molecules. There are so many other compounds where hydrogen bonding exists. If you have any doubt or any query, you can write in the comment section or WhatsApp on this given number. All the notes of this topic and important question and answers are given on the website learnitscholar.com. Visit the website and prepare hydrogen bonding. If you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe the channel Scholar and press the bell to get updates of the coming videos. Stay tuned. Bye bye.